Hello and welcome to this video where we take a look at FETs, compressors and FET compression. My name is Orlando Drummond and this is Retro Sound Studio, where we provide audio production tips, techniques and a theory to back it up. Compression is the term used for the process to reduce the dynamic range of a signal, the dynamic range existing between the loudest and quietest points of a recorded sound. There is a method called FET compression, which uses a field effects transistor to control signal flow between inputs and outputs. By applying a voltage to the control terminal of the FET, you can adjust the conductivity between the input and output terminals, therefore affecting the signal flow. FET compressors are relatively simple. While the input doesn't just feed the input of the FET, it also feeds the gate. In other words, the input signal sets the threshold for the gate, hence the term fixed threshold. So as the input signal increases, it experiences more resistance from the threshold, and it'll be attenuated or compressed more. Since the level of the input negatively affects the output, this effectively means that the input signal level increases, so does the amount of gain reduction. It's this behavior that means that you could consider a FET compressor to be program dependent. That is, that the amount of compression applied is dependent on the level of the signal provided. It's also why you probably won't find a threshold control on a FET compressor, as it kind of sets its own threshold. They also tend to have incredibly quick attack and release times, and generally have some sort of makeup gain or output amplification control, although some do have a auto gain. So on screen now is probably one of the more famous FET compressors. This is an 1176 or an emulation of it. As you can see, you've got the input, the output, the attack and release and ratio. There is no threshold. There is also a mix control, but we'll cover that in a different video when I talk about parallel compression. I'm going to run through some quick audio examples. I've got 3 or 4 tracks here that we'll listen to, and then I will show you a bonus tip regarding vocals. So first up are some drums. This is completely bypassed. There are no other effects on this apart from the compression. And if we start off at 4:1 and bring the input up, and I will just go through some of the ratios. So this is 4:1 and an hour bypass. I'll jump up to 8:1. And 12. Up to 20:1. And all, which is all of the ratios all at once. I won't A/B all of the ratios for all of the other examples, but I will go through them. If we listen to the bass now. So this is 4:1. And if I go to 8, up to 12, up to 20, and all, and I'll go back to 8. We listen to some guitars now. This is 4-1, and if I go up to 8-1, up to 12, and up to 20, and all. I'm going to leave it at that 4. And if we listen to some kind of electric piano and keys, so this is again at 4-1. And if I put it to 8-1, and up to 12, and again up to 20, and my personal favourite on this sort of track, all. Really adds some character to them. And last but not least, the vocals.
Catch the wave. The ride is where it's better. You will never see it coming. Don't sit back and just watch it fade. Catch the wave. Catch the wave. It won't last forever. Catch the wave. The ride is where it's better. You will never see it coming. Don't sit back and just watch it fade. Catch the wave.
And 12.
Catch the wave. It won't last forever. Catch the wave.
And 20.
The ride is where it's better. You will never see it coming. Don't sit back and just watch it fade. Catch the wave.
And all.
Catch the wave. It won't last forever. Catch the wave. The ride is where it's better. You will never see it coming. Don't sit back and just watch it fade. Catch the wave. The ride is where it's better.
And
you
the
will
mix.
never see it coming. Don't sit back and just watch it fade. Catch the wave. Catch the wave. It won't last forever. Catch the wave. The ride is where it's better. You will never see it coming. Don't sit back
if you do happen to have any kind of tube or slightly slower attack compressor, you can run it before the 1176 or FET style and get a really, really smooth, transparent compression going. So what you want to do is leave the FET at 4:1 with a fairly fast attack and a slightly slower, but not that slow, release. And then you want to set your tube style compressor just so it's pretty much staying between 3 and 5 dB of gain reduction all the time. And you'll notice that the FET compressor will just catch any transients that come through, and it will come out really solid and really present. So if we dial that in now, just with the vocals.
Catch the wave, it won't last forever. Catch the wave, the ride is where it's better. You will never see it coming. Don't sit back and just watch it fade. Catch the wave.
And if I put this in the mix now, anyway, if you like the video, like and subscribe. Tell me what your favorite compression technique is in the comments below.